Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you all doing this marvelous Monday afternoon? So I'm going to jump right into the video. I want to talk about an article that was sent to me by one of my subscribers. She wanted me to talk about this specific incident that took place in Harlem, New York. So a pregnant woman shot and killed trying to break up a fight after her baby shower, okay? It says a family is deeply in mourning after a mother who was 9 months pregnant was shot and killed right in front of her daughter as she was coming home from her own baby shower early Sunday morning. The celebration turned into heartbreak for the Harlem family. Her name was Shanice, and she was 9 months pregnant, okay? She was 31 years old, and she's a mother just weeks away from giving birth. She was shot in her head in front of her building on 128th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard. Okay, her family has since gathered to the spot where she was killed. They gathered there to do a visual, okay? And it says, just after 1 a.m. Sunday, Shanice was returning from her baby shower. She was taking the gifts into her building lobby when police say a fight broke out between two men. Neighbors say one of the men was Shanice's ex-boyfriend and the other was the father of her unborn child. Okay, so that's a love triangle going on. You know, she's 9 months pregnant. She has a baby shower. She goes home and her ex-boyfriend is there and the father of her unborn child. So I'm assuming they were together because they're only calling one of the men an ex, right? One of them had a gun and fired it off. And the bullet hit Shanice, the 31-year-old, 9-month pregnant woman in the head, okay? And it says that they're upset that it happened because it should not have happened. Now, it does not say why both men were there, but evidently they were fighting over this woman, Shanice, And I don't know the ins and outs. I would hope that it was nothing going on, no kind of shenanigans where she was still dealing with the ex and then the baby's father, the unborn baby's father, because again, you do not know how someone is going to react. There was some major tension there for them to be fighting in the lobby of her apartment. She wasn't even home. She just got home and a fight broke out. It's not saying if they were already there in the lobby arguing or whatever, but the case still remains that it's sad, And you have to be careful, who you are dealing with in relationships. How you react to them, how they react to stress, because she evidently, from what I'm speculating, there had to still be some communication going on with the ex. And then, that's not really true. That might not necessarily be true because sometimes you don't have any connection with your ex and they still come around. So I can take that back. I can change that. Sometimes you don't have any kind of connection with an ex-boyfriend, an ex-girlfriend, an ex-lover, and they still come around because maybe he was jealous that she moved on, that she was pregnant by someone else. But needless to say, she was shot and killed. They were fighting, and I'm going to assume it was about her, but in the end, someone fired a shot. And it shot her. It blew her away. Now, she was trying to break it up. Was the shot meant to kill her, or were they shooting at each other? Because it has not released yet who actually fired the gun. I guess after they do all of their investigation, their fingerprints and everything like that, it would be determined who shot Shanice, But it's sad because she has a daughter already, and then she's pregnant, 31, just had a baby shower, and she's gone. She's just gone, and it's awful. It doesn't mention anything about the unborn baby, whether it survived or not. But it's just a sad situation all around. And again, I talk about relationships here a lot on my channel, and we have to be careful. Women as well as men, we have to really be careful because you don't know what's in someone's heart. I'm sure she never thought that they would be pulling guns and shooting her, and you just have to be careful. That's a life that's just gone, and it's just unnecessary. I don't know if she was still dealing with both of them. The article does not say, so I'm not going to even accuse her of that. I don't know if it was jealousy on one man's part against the other, but what I can say, I'm sure they were fighting about Shanice. I'm sure, because they were in her building, in the lobby. She wasn't even home. It didn't say that she came home with one of the guys. She was taking her gifts in, so that means she was alone because she was carrying the gifts in. So they were in the lobby, probably already fighting. One maybe was there waiting on her and the other one showed up. One could have been defending her. It does not go into clarification. But again, it's a dangerous situation because you never know how someone is going to react in certain circumstances. And it cost her her life. And she may have had nothing to do with it. It may not have been a love triangle. It just may have been circumstances. The ex one was there and it just, the boyfriend got tired of him showing up. It doesn't give specifics, but I just wanted to give my take on it. And I just feel like, again, I can say that it had something to do with her, obviously. And it's sad that her life was taken. It's sad that that had to happen in front of her daughter. She has a young daughter because she's only 31, and you have to just be careful when you get into relationships because you just don't know how someone will react when things go awry. You don't know what's going to happen. And you have to be careful. And she was trying to break it up. And a lot of times you just can't get involved. I already made up my mind. I see somebody fighting, unless it's somebody that I have to defend, a family member or something, I'm not jumping in nothing. They're going to have to just duke it out. I just call a popo. Because, it could have been an accidental shooting, but whoever pulled the gun was meaning to shoot someone. They were meaning to shoot someone. Now, if they meant to shoot her, or one man was going to shoot the other man, but they had a gun and somebody's gone, somebody's dead. And it's just a sad situation. So I want to touch on that article. And I just want to encourage everyone to be careful when you are dating people, when you are, getting romantically involved and you start having children and situations get serious. You have to be careful on what you're doing. Make sure if you're breaking out of a relationship, you breaking away and you breaking away clean. It's not saying if her daughter that she already had was by the previous boyfriend or if it was by the new boyfriend. It's not giving a lot of specifics. I'm just saying being careful in a relationship is you have to be. No, you don't always know what someone is going to do. So you have to always act as though they will respond in a negative sense. Just like they tell you to always treat people with universal precautions when it comes to medical situations. When somebody has a sexually transmitted disease and things like that, you have to, wear a condom, wash your hands, don't share needles, assume that someone has an illness that you can get, that you can contract. So you have to assume that people that you are dealing with are going to react in a negative way. You have to always be on guard because you never know what's in someone's heart. You never know what someone is thinking and what someone will do. You just don't know. You could be with someone for years and you just don't know what someone will do and how someone will react. This situation caused them to fight and caused someone to have to feel like they had to pull out a gun. So you just never know. So you have to use discernment and use precautions. Universal precautions are not just for the health field. As far as physical and mental and emotional, it covers everything. You have to treat everyone as though they will harm you and how you're going to take care of yourself. It's sad to say you don't want to, be leery of everyone, but you just don't never know. I'm not saying walk around scared and distrusting people, but always have yourself, guard your heart and always have yourself in that mode that I have to take precaution on what I'm doing because I just don't never know what's going to go. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself, you know, because things happen. And it's just sad. I hate that happened to her. I wish, I just, you know, people losing their children. Her mother is devastated. The article talked about her mother and her family doing the visual where she was, you know, shot. And it's just sad. It's just awful, you know. It didn't mention, like I said, the unborn baby. So I'm hoping the unborn baby, you know, was okay and everything like that, you know. So you all just guard your heart and guard yourself and try and protect yourself and just try to be, you know, discerning without being over accusing and accusing people of things, you know. Just be watchful and mindful is what I'm saying. You have to be watchful. You have to be mindful because you just don't know how someone is going to react. You just don't know. I mean, it's impossible to say what someone will do because you just don't know. Only God knows the heart. And I can't stress that enough. Only God knows the heart. You cannot say, oh, he has a good heart. She has a good heart. He won't hurt you. You do not know what someone will do. I'm sure she never thought that that would happen and that she would be the victim. Because I'm sure if she thought that, she wouldn't have been breaking up the fight. You know? So anyway, you all, with that being said, I'm going to say Phil Danke. That's thank you very much in German. So Phil Danke for watching me and choose. That's what? That's bye in German.